Hello everybody, it's vanburman here and welcome to part 2. I'm just going to go through some of the transfers. I'm going to do this bit really quick because I didn't leave myself much time for this particular clip. So, first player I signed was Jerry St. Oost from Hibernian, or whatever you want to call it in Dutch. Signed for 4 million, or just under 4 million, 3.3. But he has been loaned back to his parent club. So he's centre back, he looks pretty good, looks like he's got a decent future. So that's the one for the future, as you'd probably gather. The next one I signed is Casper Dolberg. He has got some really good potential. From what I've seen of him in real life as well, he looks pretty good. Looks like he's got quite the future ahead of him. Did have to pay a bit more over the odds for him than I particularly wanted. I've still not decided whether he'll go out on loan or whether he'll stay in the first team yet, but I thought it was good to snap him up now while I can afford him while he's still quite cheap. So got him for 8.5 million. As you can see, he's got some quite stiff competition in the squad, so that doesn't particularly help him too much. But he is there, and he is at least a good candidate to play in the cup matches, if nothing else. So I did actually manage to sign Ricardo, whatever his name is, Zivkovic from Ajax. I got him quite cheap. I didn't actually think he would be available because he is on loan at the start of the game, but it turns out it's one of those false loans where it's like a parent club loaning to a feeder club, so he can come back at any time. So I was able to sign him early on, and I was actually quite happy with my striking options at this point. I thought, he could be a backup to Giroud and Lucas Perez, and for the money as well, and the potential growth there, I thought that was really good. And then I did sign Matthias de Ligt, or whatever you want to call him, a 16-year-old from Ajax, bachelor professional, Manchester United, and a lot of other clubs are in for him. So we did quite well to get him. And the great part is it only cost us about 1.2 million overall, even with all the add-ons. So he's definitely one for the future. Put him available in the first team, but he'll be just playing in the cups and the under 23s. Don't even want to let him out. So Ismail Azuri, or Izzy, I don't know what you want to call him. I, as you will know in the last episode, got rid of him off the shortlist. But I decided, let's get him in on loan. Let's give him a chance, see how he does. So I'm going to play him as a backup, bring him on as a sub more than anything. Play him in the cup matches, and we'll see if we want to keep him. I've got an option to buy him for £15 million at the end of the loan. Obviously, it might be I just do a bit cheaper, but yeah, not losing anything on that. Very cheap transfer. Sorry about the black screen there. And I also decided to buy Thiago Mala. Apologies once again for that. Now, I decided it was best to sign him before he got offered a new contract. Part of the deal with Santos was they wanted to loan him back for a season. It would have cost me an extra about 5 million to have him without that, it looked like. So he is loaned back for this season, which is okay. I mean, I've got Coquelin and Xhaka anyway for the DM positions, and there is another player you'll see as well who can play there. So not missing too much this season. He's one for the future if he can stay free of injury, of course. And speak of the devil, and he will appear. Yuri Telemans is the guy that I decided to buy to basically sort of not so much replace Ozil, but he can sort of play up and down anywhere in the centre midfield. Really good signing. 17.25 million is his minimum fee release clause. It did take a while to get the contract over the line because he wanted such a high amount on his payments, after so many league appearances, which is a really reoccurring theme, I must say, in this year's Football Manager. I then also signed Paslak, who is my most expensive signing to date. He can play left and right back, so he's really versatile, and he looks like an absolutely amazing player. He's 18 years old, and yeah, his potential is 4-star with going up to 5. So well worth buying, and I got him for £22 million now, but it could go up to 29 in the end. And that's it. I thought, okay, this is it. My spending is done. And look who comes up on the transfer list, Mario Icardi. He's the sort of player that I can't really say no to, just because I think he's probably the best available striker in football anyway. I know Arsenal are after him in real life, and his minimum fee release was not minimum fee. He put it for 35 million. So that's what I've decided to go after him. He's not over the line as of yet, but I have entered contract negotiations with him, So hopefully that'll get done. This is just me also picking the captain for next season. Obviously, Mertesacker is out for a while, and he is in the last year of his contract, and I have placed him in the under-23s. So he is not likely to play again. I wanted someone really in midfield, so while Coquelin was a pretty good shout, I did go Aaron Ramsey, just because I feel like he has got some good leadership qualities outside of his stats. I mean, his stats are okay. And obviously, Koscielny is good as a backup. I mean, he's pretty there in every match. Now we go over to the screen of death. No. But as you can see, I've got in £2 million more than I've spent so far this season. So that's pretty good. And I was, like I said, I think when I filmed this bit, I wasn't even looking at getting Icardi. So as things stand, we've done pretty well. Everything that I've bought, I've been able to cover from my outgoings. As you can see on there, I've got, I did get rid of Debuchy, Monreal, Al Nene, and Ozil. They're obviously the main ones. Some players going out on loan as well, which is quite good. There will probably be more going out on loan, but they're not really significant transfers, I would say, compared to, actually paid or people actually leaving. Here I failed to spell Icardi just to show him, and the fact that we've made a contract offer for him, and obviously you can see the other clubs that are after him. So he's highly sought after. Hopefully we'll get him in the next episode. We'll be playing the first Premier League match, so feel free to join me for that one. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you all very soon. Goodbye.